Hey there, science fans! Welcome back to another exciting journey into the world of climate science. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of La Niña, a climate pattern that can shake things up around the globe. This phenomenon is part of a larger climate system known as the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO for short. La Niña, Spanish for the little girl, might sound cute, but don't be fooled. This climate event packs a punch and can have significant impacts on weather patterns worldwide. This powerful phenomenon brings cooler-than-average waters to the tropical Pacific Ocean, impacting weather patterns far beyond the equator. The cooling of the ocean surface can lead to a cascade of changes in the atmosphere. Imagine a giant seesaw in the Pacific Ocean. When La Niña is in effect, the seesaw tips, causing a shift in weather patterns that can be felt across the globe. On one side we have El Niño, the warm phase, and on the other side, we have La Niña, the cool phase. These two phases are like siblings, constantly vying for dominance in the Pacific Ocean. These two forces constantly battle for control, influencing everything from ocean currents to atmospheric circulation. The interplay between El Niño and La Niña can lead to dramatic shifts in weather patterns. La Niña's effects are far-reaching, impacting regions thousands of miles away from the tropical Pacific. The changes in ocean temperatures can alter wind patterns, leading to a variety of weather phenomena. From increased rainfall and flooding in some areas, La Niña can bring about intense and prolonged wet seasons, causing rivers to overflow and communities to brace for floods. To droughts and heat waves in others, La Niña can also lead to dry conditions and extreme heat, making water scarcity a critical issue in affected regions. La Niña's influence is undeniable. It can affect agricultural productivity, water resources, and even the frequency and intensity of tropical storms and hurricanes. So, buckle up as we explore this fascinating climate phenomenon and its impact on our planet. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the science behind La Niña and uncover how it shapes our world in ways you might not expect. Now let's talk about the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO for short. This phenomenon is a major driver of climate variability and has far-reaching impacts on weather patterns around the globe. It's like a giant climate seesaw in the Pacific Ocean, constantly tipping back and forth, influencing weather systems in ways that can be both predictable and surprising. La Niña and El Niño are the two opposite phases of this cycle, constantly pushing and pulling on Earth's climate system. El Niño brings warmer ocean temperatures, while La Niña brings cooler ones. During La Niña, the trade winds, which blow east to west across the Pacific, get supercharged. These winds become much stronger than usual, affecting the distribution of warm and cold water in the ocean. These intensified winds push warm surface water towards Asia and Australia. This accumulation of warm water can lead to increased rainfall and even flooding in these regions. This allows cold, nutrient-rich water to rise up from the depths off the coast of South America, a process called upwelling. Upwelling is crucial for marine life as it brings nutrients to the surface, supporting rich ecosystems. This shift in ocean temperatures disrupts the normal atmospheric circulation patterns, creating a ripple effect across the globe. These changes can alter weather patterns, leading to unusual weather events in various parts of the world. Think of it like dropping a pebble in a pond. The ripples spread outwards, impacting weather patterns far and wide. The effects of La Niña can be felt thousands of miles away from the Pacific Ocean. La Niña's influence can be felt in North and South America, Africa, Asia, and even Europe. It can lead to increased rainfall in some areas while causing droughts in others. Understanding ENSO is crucial for predicting and preparing for these climate impacts. We know La Niña cools things down in the eastern Pacific, but how does it happen? Let's dive deeper into this fascinating phenomenon. Well, picture this. The trade winds, already strong, get a boost of energy. These winds are like nature's conveyor belt, moving air and water across the vast Pacific Ocean. They blow even harder across the Pacific Ocean, gaining momentum and strength. This increased wind activity is crucial in setting the stage for La Niña. This intensified wind pushes warm surface water away from the coast of South America towards Indonesia and Australia. Imagine the warm water being swept away like a giant broom, clearing the surface. As the warm water moves west, it's like lifting a lid off a pot. The warm water is displaced, making room for something else to take its place. Cold, deep water rises up to replace it, a process we call upwelling. This upwelling is essential because it brings cooler water from the depths to the surface. This upwelling brings cold, nutrient-rich water to the surface, which is great news for marine life. The nutrients support a thriving ecosystem from tiny plankton to larger fish. However, it also creates a temperature difference across the Pacific, with cooler than average water in the east and warmer than average water in the west. This temperature gradient is a hallmark of La Niña. This temperature contrast disrupts the normal atmospheric circulation, setting the stage for La Niña's far-reaching impacts. These impacts can influence weather patterns globally, leading to various climatic changes. Remember those supercharged trade winds we talked about? They're key players in La Niña's global impact. Picture them as giant fans pushing warm, moist air around the atmosphere. During La Niña, the intensified trade winds push this warm air westward, leading to increased rainfall and even flooding in Southeast Asia and Australia. Think of it like squeezing a sponge. More water gets squeezed out on one side. But what goes up must come down, right? The rising air eventually cools and sinks, leading to drier conditions on the other side of the Pacific. This can cause droughts in parts of South America and even influence hurricane activity in the Atlantic Ocean. So, La Niña's influence is truly global, connecting weather patterns across vast distances. Section 5: La Niña in Europe, a tale of two climates. Now let's zoom in on Europe, a continent with diverse climates and landscapes. La Niña's influence here is subtle but significant, creating a tale of two climates. In northern Europe, La Niña tends to bring colder and drier winters. Remember those strong trade winds? They can push cold air southward from the Arctic, leading to chilly temperatures and even increased snowfall in some areas. Imagine bundling up in extra layers and sipping hot chocolate by the fireplace. Meanwhile, in southern Europe, La Niña often brings wetter conditions, especially during the fall and winter months. The altered atmospheric circulation can steer storms and low-pressure systems towards the Mediterranean region, leading to increased rainfall and even flooding in some areas. Section 6: Extreme weather risks, La Niña's wild side. While La Niña's impacts can be gradual and subtle, it can also unleash extreme weather events. Think of it like this: La Niña loads the dice, making certain weather events more likely. For example, the increased rainfall in southern Europe during La Niña can lead to severe flooding, causing damage to homes, infrastructure, and agriculture. Imagine rivers overflowing their banks, turning streets into rivers. On the flip side, the drier conditions associated with La Niña in other parts of the world can increase the risk of wildfires and droughts. Remember, La Niña's impacts are all about shifting weather patterns, making some events more likely while suppressing others. Section 7: Predicting La Niña's impact, a complex puzzle. Now you might be wondering, can we predict exactly how La Niña will impact Europe? Well, it's a bit like predicting the weather. We can make educated guesses, but there's always an element of uncertainty. La Niña's influence on Europe is modulated by other climate factors like the North Atlantic Oscillation and the Arctic Oscillation. These factors can either amplify or dampen La Niña's effects, making it difficult to pinpoint the exact outcome. That's why it's crucial to rely on reliable sources for up-to-date information on La Niña and its potential impacts. Organizations like the European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts and the Copernicus Climate Change Service provide valuable data and forecasts to help us understand and prepare for La Niña's effects. Section 8: Stay informed, your guide to La Niña updates. So, there you have it, a glimpse into the fascinating and complex world of La Niña and its impact on Europe. Remember, La Niña is just one piece of the climate puzzle, and its influence is constantly evolving. By staying informed and following the latest scientific research, we can better understand and adapt to the challenges and opportunities presented by La Niña and other climate phenomena. Keep those thinking caps on, science fans, and stay curious.